Hi there, this is Johanna Lee, and today I wanted to talk about three things that I think would be helpful to change immediately if you are a PC user and have to use a Mac. So I know I mentioned in other videos that I just recently started a new job, and surprise, surprise, this new job includes a Mac, and I have such a love for PC. I never thought of myself as like a grass is greener on the other side. I honestly didn't know this was coming. And yeah, it was kind of a surprise. I think a lot of companies are viewing Macs as like kind of the new trendy thing. And maybe for non-accountants, but it was kind of devastating the first couple of weeks, feeling kind of, like all my tricks of the trade and all my hotkeys were not working. So I kind of wanted to show you guys a few things that you should switch immediately on your Mac if you ever are getting one to kind of mirror a PC, the way that the PC works. And so these three things are going to be in your system preferences. So I took screenshots from my Mac computer. So if you go to the Apple icon, you can reach system preferences right here. And so one of the things too that comes up right away is keyboard. I would just search in there, but it does have the icons for keyboard and trackpad, which is mostly the things that I want to talk about today. So the first thing is going to be this touch bar shows feature right here. So this feature, when I was looking at people's Macs, they were changing, they had like a bar at the top of their Mac, and it was changing like based on suggestions of like what they should type, and it looked really cool, like very futuristic. However, I really need those function keys that are like prevalent in a PC. So I would just take it, I didn't adjust to that right away. I figured out how to make the touch bar show the F2 keys, the F1, F2 keys, and I think that that is a good like way to kind of slowly transition into that. So as you can see here, a couple of the options are app controls, expanded control strip, F1, F2, quick action, and spaces. So there's different options for you. So, maybe you're a little more adventurous than me, but, if you really do want to emulate that PC environment on your Mac, I would definitely suggest changing this first. So that's the first thing. The second thing that's going to be kind of tricky is something that is very prevalent for anyone's job. I think Control C, Control V. I don't know if anyone saw Don't F with Cats on Netflix, but you had to see someone like right click, copy, right click, paste. It was driving me nuts when I was seeing that, but I had so much more empathy for people in that video after getting my Mac because I couldn't figure out, and I kept like locking my keyboard, and especially with like, being the new person, people were trying to like walk me through things, and I'm like, oh no, they're gonna fire me right away because they don't think that I know how to like even work a computer. So anyway, that is very dramatic, but what you can do to kind of make it so that your muscle memory is the same is you can switch your control and your command key. So you're going to want to, still in keyboard, you'll go to modifier keys. And then this is kind of what pops up. So if you have an external keyboard, you'll need to do this the same as well if it's a Mac. If it's a PC, you'll just make sure that it's like featured like a normal PC laptop. So as you can see here, my settings on my computer currently are going to be the command is where the control key is. So command acts in a lot of ways like the control key. It's just Mac's version of that. But to make things interesting, they also have a control key. So control in the Mac world does not equal control in the PC world. So to try to make it equal, what you can do is you can go into your modifier keys and switch these two around. And that should really help, just kind of like the basic control C, control V, undo, control K for hyperlinks, like all of the things that you think that, I'm going about my day pretty quick. I might not know like the new tooling, but I really, at least know hotkeys. So if you really want to do that, I would definitely highly, highly recommend this step to switch this control key here and then this command key. So that's number two. Then number three, I would say, is these are the three options in your trackpad. And I do want to create a video for things I do like about the Mac, because it's been about a month, and so I've tried to keep an open mind along the way. And so one of those things is that the trackpad I think is awesome on the Mac. It's really like easy to use. So I'll kind of go into detail on why I think that. But in order for your trackpad to act in a similar fashion of PC, is to click these top two here and then unclick this tap to click. So that will kind of mirror your PC. And so even if you have a PC at home or Mac at home or vice versa, you can do this as well, and it'll really help kind of like take kind of the complexity out of switching from one computer to another. And I know that I said 3, but I do have one more. So when I am in a Chrome or any like file structure and I double click, it comes full screen. So it comes full screen for a PC, and it's great. Like if someone comes to my computer and they want to see really what I'm like looking at, I can double click on what I'm clicking, and then the rest kind of fades in the back, just like you saw me do there. In a Mac, the default is that it minimizes. So what I was doing my first week is people would come over, I would double click on the top here or anywhere, and it would go into the dock bar of the Mac, and it was just frustrating me. So what you can do is if you click on your dock and menu bar, this double click a Windows title bar, the default is going to be to minimize. If you do zoom, then you'll be emulating the PC experience. So those are some things that I think are really important to kind of switch right away. Once I've done that, I've kind of gained a little more confidence, and I know that goes hand in hand with just like time, but I think those, like day one, if I would have known, I would have felt a lot better and more comfortable and even probably more open-minded with getting a Mac. So anyway, I think more to come on kind of the differences and my viewpoints on Mac versus PC. Still will love, spoiler alert, I still love the PC, but yeah, I think hopefully you find those helpful, and I really hope someone sees this before they start a job as they're transitioning into a Mac, because that is what I needed and could have used. So anyway, let me know if you have any other suggestions that you want to see between like Mac or PC, so happy to make them. All right, thanks, bye.